morning. Today on Science with Sarah, we are at the San Antonio Zoo doing a wholesome American experiment with milk and making fireworks in a tin. Stick around for a fun experiment. Look at this T-Rex!
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. Hey, I love that Sarah's out there with her 4th of July outfit.
And her wholesome fun.
And her wholesome fun with her whole milk out there. We're going to check in with her. She is at the San Antonio Zoo, and she's going to do a pretty fun experiment for us later.
I can't wait to see it. It's my favorite segment. Second to the weather.
Of course, Justin.
Justin always has the best segment.
Thank you. But I'm excited to see. I think she's going to have some animals out there. I mean, she's at the zoo, so it stands to reason. So she told me there's going to be some cool stuff.
Maybe that's her assistant. Huh?
Well, maybe so.
The kangaroo came out.
That's right. And, with the milk, it's got to be good. So we'll check that out here in a few minutes. We do have to talk about the forecast, though. It's going to be hot if you're heading to the zoo today. Go now. Go see Sarah now, because these temperatures are going to really jump up this afternoon, as you might imagine. Right where we were yesterday. We got up to 102. I think we'll be around 100 this afternoon. Feels like number will be around 104. And then we drop down into the low 90s. We're not dropping that much, but 93 by 8 p.m. Mostly sunny, and that's when we finally lose those heat indices, or at least drop them below 100. Fireworks forecast for tomorrow night. Same story. It's going to be hot. 95 at 8 o'clock, 90 at 10 p.m., 85 at midnight. For your 4th of July festivities, fireworks, all the festivities look good. No rain or anything like that to mess up your plans. We got to talk about Beryl, though. This is where it gets interesting. We have Category 4 hurricane this morning. It's going to track towards the Yucatan, cross the Yucatan weekend, but there's warm water in the Gulf of Mexico. This could re-strengthen. There is still a large area of uncertainty as to where this is headed. But I would say if you have plans to go down to South Texas, as we get into early next week, you want to keep very, very close eye on this, because this could have some impacts, not only there, but along the entire Texas coast. What does it mean for our forecast? That is the big question. We're going to talk more about that coming up in just a couple minutes. But we've had an interesting morning on the roads. Big crash. RJ, is that still working, or is it cleared up?
Yeah, Justin. So, it looks like we're starting to clear some things out on 151. So we still have a stalled vehicle being reported. 151 westbound right here, West Military Drive. But that is considerably different from what we saw earlier, where we had a major wreck that was shutting down the main lanes of 151 eastbound right here. So just a lot of different activity taking place. We've seen a lot of emergency vehicles in and out of the area, but it looks like they are starting to clear out this vehicle right here. So, and traffic is starting to move on the main lanes there. So just keep that in mind if you're about to head out right now on the west side of town. 151, 410. It's been very busy out there over the past couple of hours or so. Want to give you an update on a couple other things that are taking place right now. Speaking of couple, this is this incident right here, 90 westbound. We have a stalled vehicle at Couples Road. Now our traffic cameras showing that traffic is actually moving through that area. So it looks like we are, for the most part, okay if you're headed out on the near west side of town. One other thing to let you know about right now, we do have another stalled vehicle being reported on the south side. This is going to be 410 westbound at Zarzamora Street, a little bit near the Poteet-Jernton Freeway, but again, traffic moving pretty well through both directions right there of Loop 410 east and westbound on the south, on the south side, far south side, if you will. All right, we've been talking about a lot of travel here, especially if you're about to make your way out to any parts of the Gulf Coast or the Houston area. Right now, TxDOT basically saying that starting right now, 9 o'clock through 2 p.m. is going to be kind of the busiest time that we're going to see some heavier congestion, especially on the I-10 corridor. So basically the San Antonio area going out to Seguin, going to be looking at some pretty busy traffic out there. Now, if you're going up the road 35 to Austin or the Dallas-Fort Worth area, 3 o'clock to 8 p.m. is going to be kind of the busiest trouble spots, or at least heaviest congestion that we're going to see on 35 if you're headed out here onto maybe Lake LBJ, or just headed out to the Metroplex to celebrate your 4th of July weekend. Yes, and guys, I cannot wait for Sarah. I mean, milk, fireworks, the San Antonio Zoo, T-Rex. Yeah, she's got a lot going on there. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, I think my guy Justin over there has some T-Rex socks with basketballs
on. Yes,
them.
I did see those. We were admiring those
okay,
earlier.
Yeah.
Those are snazzy.
We'll
All
have to
cannot
show
wait
those
for that. Back to you guys. Back to you guys.
We got everything you like here in this show. Don't worry.
we'll have to get a close-up on that later today.
Thanks, RJ.
Here's today's 9 at 9. Yesterday was supposed to be the last day that people could visit and pay their respects at the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs due to plans to demolish that building. But everything is on hold now. The 81st Judicial Court has granted a temporary restraining order. The church was the site of a mass shooting nearly 7 years ago, where 26 people were killed. It has since been turned into a memorial. A hearing on the restraining order will be on July 15th.
Hurricane Beryl is taking aim at Jamaica today. A disaster declaration has been issued, evacuations have been ordered, and airports have been shut down. The storm expected to bring life-threatening winds and 8-foot storm surges. Impacts on the U.S. remain unclear, but the KSAT Weather Authority team is tracking the latest for you.
Today, President Biden is expected to sit down with Democratic governors in another attempt to course correct after last week's presidential debate. At a private fundraiser yesterday, Biden apologized again for his debate performance. The growing pressure on President Biden has turned his re-election campaign into a message of reassurance. Meetings with governors, congressional leaders, more press availability are all part of his response. On Friday evening, he will have his first post-debate sit-down interview with ABC News. You can watch it right here on KSAT 12.
Inflation may be cooling down, but not quite enough for the Federal Reserve Chairman yet. Jerome Powell spoke at a conference in Portugal and said the Federal Reserve needs to see more of a slowdown before pulling the trigger on interest rate cuts. The Fed has been holding a key rate at around 5.3%.
Most car dealerships are back online after a nearly 2-week-long software blackout. 2 cyber incidents that targeted software company CDK Global knocked almost 15,000 dealerships offline. The hack brought orders, sales, and tracking to a standstill at dealerships. But after many announcements and false starts, the company says operations are phasing back in ahead of schedule.
If you're planning to hit the road this 4th of July holiday, gas prices will be one thing worth celebrating. According to AAA and Gas Buddy, the national average for a gallon of regular gas was $3.51. That price is expected to drop by 1 cent by tomorrow, which would make the prices at the pump the cheapest it's been on Independence Day in 3 years. The average around Texas is $3.10.
The WNBA has announced rookies Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese will be joining the 2024 All-Star team. This is the first time since 2014 that 2 rookies were named All-Stars in the same season. Team WNBA will take on the USA Basketball Women's National Team in Phoenix on July 20th. This is the second time the All-Star game will feature the USA Basketball versus Team WNBA format.
Netflix is phasing out its cheapest ad-free plan. Existing subscribers of the $11.99 basic tier are starting to receive notifications to switch plans. So far, most of the affected subscribers appear to live in Canada or the UK.
Snapchat is offering new features to personalize accounts. One feature lets Snapchat Plus subscribers design a personalized house on Snap Map. Another new feature gives users the ability to send snaps or post content as fast as a tenth of a second. And that's today's 9 at 9. Well, Amazon Prime Day is coming up in a couple of weeks, and there are a lot of good deals to be on the lookout for.
I have not started yet, but we want to get you ready for the big shopping event. So joining us this morning is our go-to shopping expert from Consumer Reports, Samantha Gordon. Good morning, Samantha.
Good morning.
Well, first of all, Samantha, tell us about the upcoming Amazon Prime Day summer event. So how does that compare to other major sales throughout the year?
Amazon Prime Day is going to be July 16th and 17th this year, and it really is a lot like Black Friday, and it's in July, which is great. There's not usually a lot of sales, but since Amazon has been running this sale, we see a lot of big discounts that really do rival the prices you'll see on Black Friday. And not only does Amazon have these discounts, but other retailers will as well. So actually next week, Target and Walmart will both have week-long sales that are meant to compete with Prime Day, and Best Buy will have something the same time as Amazon's sale.
All right, I'm glad you're here because I haven't prepared. So what do we need to know or do before the event starts?
It's definitely good to prepare beforehand. it's really a good idea to take a look at what you're thinking of buying, get an idea of what the prices are now so that you'll know if you're actually getting a better deal come Prime Day. And I will be tracking all of the prices on all the products that we test at Consumer Reports. You can head over to cr.org/deals to find out more about what's actually on sale and what's going to be worth your money.
Are there specific deals that are kept under wraps until this all starts? And do you have any predictions on what we should look out for?
A lot of these prices will not be available until July 16th or 17th. We see a lot of lightning deals that will come and go throughout the sale. Sometimes they last 4 hours, sometimes 24 hours. And there are sales that have already started. There are a lot of prices that won't actually change. So these deals that are going to be marketed as Prime Day deals and exclusive offers might already be available now. So they're not technically going to be as good as they may seem. So it's really good to do your research beforehand.
That was kind of my question now. So I missed out on Prime Day last year, well, during the summertime. I'm wondering, like, if, we look online or like on our Amazon app, like it's going to be clearly marked. What is part of the Prime Day deal? What's the normal sale in your experience?
Yes, they absolutely do. They label it as a Prime Day deal if it's going to be something that's exclusive for that shopping event. But again, a lot of these prices are already available and they'll just slap that label on there and say it's a Prime Day deal to make you think that you're getting a better offer when you're really not. So it's really important to make sure that you're just kind of paying attention to what you want to buy to make sure you're getting that best deal. And it doesn't mean it's a bad price if it hasn't changed. Just be aware that it is a marketing tactic to get you to buy things that you might not otherwise need.
Samantha, this is Justin Horn. I have a quick question for you. While you're talking about that, lightning deals, are they better than the other deals? I always wonder that, and then I'm thinking I need to get in on that deal.
The answer is sometimes. Sometimes they will call a deal a lightning deal. I see this all the time where they'll say it's $19.99 and it's $30 off, but really it's been $19.99 for weeks and it's just labeled as a lightning deal right now to make you feel like, oh, I need to buy this before time runs out. There are tools that you can use to track prices. We track prices over at Consumer Reports. There are browser extensions you can use if you're looking on a desktop that will show you price histories. So there are ways to figure out if it is actually a good deal. So don't necessarily jump on that lightning deal because you've only got 20 minutes to buy it.
All right.
Good to know.
Yeah, it is good to know. Thank you, Samantha Gordon, for breaking this all down for us just to make sure we are getting that good deal.
Got to start shopping for Christmas in July.
Thank you.
Time right now, 9:10, 81 degrees out there. Still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Well, the city wants to create a zoning buffer around the Toyota plant on the south side, but they have an uphill climb to sell it to those who live nearby. So still to come why the plan might not be as bad as neighbors fear.
Plus, it might have been a good idea to spend the 4th of July holiday weekend at the beach, but now with Hurricane Beryl moving in, those plans might have to change. This morning, we want to know, do you have plans to visit the Texas coast this holiday weekend? You can vote right now online at ksat.com/poll. And coming up after the break, Tiffany Huertas is going to share some tips on how to stay safe before, during a flash flooding situation, as Texas officials urge residents in coastal communities and visitors heading that way to have a plan ready for potential impacts of Beryl.
Welcome back. It's 9:14. Well, we have been talking about Hurricane Beryl for a few days now, and with the storm heading west across the Caribbean, the Texas Division of Emergency Management advises that residents in coastal communities and holiday visitors to watch the Gulf, and they have a plan ready for any potential impacts.
Yeah, this morning we want to know, do you have plans to visit the Texas coast this holiday weekend? You can vote right now online at ksat.com/poll or by scanning the QR code right there on your screen.
And our Tiffany Huertas takes a look at how local leaders have been gearing up for the hurricane season and continue to coordinate response efforts.
Fortunately, where we are in San Antonio, we don't often see the direct negative weather impacts of hurricanes. What we do have a lot of times here is being an evacuation center for the entire Gulf Coast.
Local leaders have been preparing for hurricane season for months, recognizing the city's history as a crucial evacuation center during emergencies.
Working with Texas Department of Emergency Management, we coordinate efforts to shelter those individuals if they need to leave, say, the Corpus Christi area or Galveston or wherever they need to go. They come here. We've received them in the past from Louisiana, all the way to the Mexico border and to the south in Texas.
The city also offers shelter to emergency responders.
Those emergency responders that are coming in to go towards where the damage is, the urban search and rescue teams, the Red Cross teams, whatever that is, we offer shelter and a place to stage.
During a major weather event, the Emergency Operations Center at Brooks is activated.
If the city needs to send out a message, it happened back during COVID. Sometimes it happens when there's inclement weather. That is all controlled here.
The Emergency Operations Center features various rooms where city and county officials and leaders of different organizations can come together, strategize, and coordinate. The center was activated during Hurricane Harvey, Ida, and Laura.
Say that an event happens and a hurricane enters the Gulf and it looks like we're going to receive some evacuees here. This place will fully become operational. Everyone that you can think of that may be impacted by or may be needed in those operations will come here, from the fire department, the police department, the sheriffs, all the hospitals.
With hurricane season underway, what tips do you have for residents?
In our area, just stay aware. Obviously listen to your local weather. Stay aware of what's going on in the Gulf. If there's a hurricane coming in the Gulf and you have a vacation plan to the coast, maybe rethink that. If we get heavy rain from the outer bands of a hurricane here, we're going to get flash flooding. That's just a reality of where we live. And so just do whatever it takes to make sure you're safe. Don't go through the flooded roadways. Have backup batteries.
You can also prepare now by having an emergency kit, reviewing your flood insurance, safeguarding critical documents, and learning evacuation routes. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Many of you continue to vote on our poll that we have right now. The question, do you have plans to visit the Texas coast this holiday weekend? The majority of you say no plans, but there are certain percentages of you that are going to the coast, and this is so important to keep track of what's going on out there on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like 68% have no plans to visit the Texas coast, and looking out there with live cam, like right now, we're at 81 degrees and it's a little humid. I mean, we don't see rain here, obviously, but right. I guess I wonder if that's a good thing that a lot of people are not headed to the Texas coast, Justin.
I think it could be. Now, if you're going to the Texas coast the next couple of days, you're fine. But what about the weekend? We're talking Saturday and Sunday here, and this is what I'll tell you. Even if Beryl moves into Mexico, far away from where we are here on the Texas coast, there are still going to be impacts when it comes to the beach. So let's say you're going to Port A, Rockport, Corpus Christi on Sunday. Well, we're going to see seas 5 to 7 feet, and that can change depending on where Beryl goes. But again, even if she's well to the south, there's still going to be impacts along the Texas coast, even all the way to Galveston. So this is why we have to watch it so very closely. And yes, we have put in some rain chances over the weekend to account for some potential showers or bands or what have you, depending on where Beryl moves. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in just a second. Water temperatures, well, we know they're warm, 88 to 90. That's fuel for these type systems. So let's investigate Beryl a little bit more. Right now, still a Category 4 hurricane. What I've done is I've put the visible satellite here so we can get kind of a better vantage of what it looks like. It's lost its eye, so we know it's weakening a little bit. It's encountering some wind shear. So what happens is these winds in the upper levels blow across this system. And once it gets a little asymmetrical like it is right now, that's an indication it's actually weakening a little bit. That being said, this is still a major hurricane. Winds are still at 145 miles per hour. This is very dangerous because it is approaching the southern coast of Jamaica where hurricane warnings are in place. That is going to be a place that gets hit pretty hard today, unfortunately, with this hurricane. Then it moves out into the Caribbean again and then towards the Yucatan. I think it probably makes landfall somewhere on the Yucatan, and this is going to play a big role here where it moves. Because if it moves more towards the northern tip of this thing, it may not weaken as much. If it moves a little bit further south, it would weaken some as it crosses this land mass. And then moves into the Gulf, probably a tropical storm at this point, will have weakened some. Its state, where it sits strength-wise, is going to have a big bearing on what happens next. But a lot of the computer models now want to take it a little bit further north. If it does, has more real estate to work with, warm waters, as we said, could re-strengthen to a Category 1 hurricane. Could even go a little bit further than that. I would not be surprised. But as it takes that northern turn, there is still a large areas to which it could affect, anywhere from northern Mexico to South Texas. These are all areas we're going to watch going forward with this storm. And I think we'll have a better idea as we get into Thursday, but more so Friday. So continue to check back with us. Water temperatures, as I said, are plenty warm, so there's fuel for this system to work with. And these are the spaghetti plots that continue to show that it does want to try to make a northerly turn towards the end of its path here. And that means it could have some impacts here. By Friday, Yucatan Peninsula, that's what it's affecting. Saturday, tropical storm in the Gulf of Mexico. And by Sunday and Monday, this is where we're going to be talking about the potential strength and path of Beryl. Where does she go? And will it move into Mexico or Texas? These are questions we're going to have to answer. But we did pop up rain chances a little bit Monday into Tuesday to account for any potential impacts from Beryl. And I think we could get some tropical moisture here. And look, that would be a good thing. This is one of those things where you got to kind of walk the line. We don't want a major hurricane hitting the Texas coast. It's not looking like that will be the case, but we could take the rain. We'd be okay with that. So that's what we're going to watch. 82 in San Antonio, 83 in New Braunfels right now. Forecast for today takes us up to 100. Heat index anywhere from 100 to 105. In your extended forecast, 100 tomorrow for July 4th. Fireworks forecast looks good. 99 Friday. Then we bring some rain chances in Saturday and Sunday with a weak frontal boundary. And then we bring the rain chances up just a little bit more Monday and Tuesday. As I said, just keep checking back. We're going to update it as often as we can, guys.
Well, watch out for it. Thank you, Justin. Time now is 9:22 and 82 degrees for now.
Tomorrow is the 4th of July, and if you're still trying to figure out where to celebrate, we can help. Plus, if you're planning on grilling, it might cost you more. We'll have those stories and more coming up in the next half hour.
But first, it is time for Science with Sarah. Sarah Spivey is out at the San Antonio Zoo this morning, and as you can see, she has a little friend with her. We're going to go ahead and toss things over to her right after the break.
I am so excited about this morning for the new edition of Science with Sarah. Meteorologist Sarah Spivey is out at the San Antonio Zoo.
That's right, and she's going to be making magic milk fireworks, and she has a special assistant with her as well. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. I've got two special assistants. Of course, we have Elmer here, the porcupine. He's currently enjoying some wonderful lettuce. And then I've got Andreu here with the San Antonio Zoo. Andreu, can you tell us a little bit about Elmer?
Of course. So yeah, this is Elmer. He's one of our North American porcupines that we're going to be able to find here, even here in Texas. So these guys are native over here. It's amazing that this guy is going to be mostly also kind of like located up on the trees. They like to be semi-arboreal. But yes, this guy's going to be able to be over here in Texas. So if you're even lucky enough, you might even see one of these guys on the wild.
Wow. So I noticed that he has some orange teeth. So some people might think, oh, that might be a little unhealthy. Does he need to brush his teeth? But give me the 411 about those teeth.
Yes, of course. So these guys, since they're rodents, they're the second biggest rodents in North America. The number one will be the beaver. So in this case, these guys, they have ever-growing tooth. So their tooth's going to continue growing to their entire life. So they had to munch in a lot of really hard stuff like tree bark and all those kind of stuff to keep their tooth nice and sharp. But right now, the reason why their teeth are orange because since they are going to keep growing all the time, they don't have any enamel. So that's the reason why they're not going to be white as our teeth.
I see. So his teeth are always growing. That color is natural. Now, he's one of our animal ambassadors for the zoo, right? You bring him out. What other things have you got going on the zoo? You know, it's really hot this time of year, but y'all have ways to stay cool.
Yes, of course. So right now we have a lot of really cool activities going on in the zoo. One of the main things that we want to show off is going to be having the cool zones area. We have cool zones all over the zoo and the aquarium, Africa Live. All those areas are amazing to keep all the heat outside. So it's great opportunities. We also have a lot of dino events going on. We have multiple dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs are so cool.
Yeah, we have a lot of dinosaurs all over around. We do our 10-30 presentations also here every day on the station, especially for tomorrow, 4th of July. It's going to be a really cool event.
Great. And speaking of those presentations, we're about to do a science experiment. Here are the materials that you need on your screen. We're going to be making safe fireworks out of milk, soap, and food dye. So stick around for a fun experiment. Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to Science with Sarah. We're at the San Antonio Zoo today making magic milk fireworks. I've got these awesome kids as my assistants. What's your guys' names?
Lucky.
Lucky.
Sunny.
Sunny.
Cooper.
Cooper.
Morgan.
Morgan.
Ava.
Ava. And today we're going to make magic milk fireworks, okay? So in order to make this experiment, you need whole milk. You need red and blue food dye that you dip into here. You can see I have these cookie cutters that are USA, right? And then you need a Q-tip with one dipped in the soap, okay? And then what you're gonna do, guys, is you're going to place your soap in. Watch what happens. You ready? Whoa, so go ahead and put your Q-tip in. Whoa, that's so cool. That's awesome. What do you guys think?
Cool. I like science.
You like science? I love science too. It's really awesome. So do you guys want to know the science behind why this happens?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so do you ever use soap to clean your dishes?
No.
No? Well, does your mom or your dad ever use soap to clean your dishes?
We use a dishwasher.
Oh, well, dishwasher has soap in it.
Well, that is true.
That is true. And soap breaks up fat. Would you believe that there's a lot of fat in milk?
Probably.
Yeah, there is.
Because cows are fat.
Because cows are fat. There's over 8 grams of fat per serving. And so the soap kind of mixes up the fat and makes it go like boom, like fireworks. But these are kind of safe fireworks, right?
Yeah.
Like these don't have like a lot of fire in them or whatever.
Oh my God.
What do you think about this?
This is really cool.
What do you like about it?
I like how it makes the entire bowl of milk colorful.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now, would you want to drink this?
Probably not.
Probably not. Why not?
Because of the soap in it.
Yeah, it would taste kind of bad, so that would be really gross. So this science experiment is... What?
Why is this all purple?
Why is it all purple now? Because you mixed up what 2 colors? Blue and red, exactly. Blue and red make? Purple, exactly. So this is a cool science experiment that you can do year round, but if you want to make it more America themed for the 4th of July, you can do so with blue and red. So what did y'all think of this experiment?
Super cool.
Super cool. Okay, so for more fun Science with Sarah experiments, you can go to KSAT.com. And the thing I want you to do is in this fall, we're going to come to your schools. On your screen right now is a QR code. This will take you to a form that you can fill out. And I'm gonna select randomly a lot of people to come to in the fall for Science with Sarah. So please make sure to read that form, fill it out. We would love to come to your schools. Give yourselves a round of applause, guys. And thank you to the zoo and Elmer. It looks like he's gotten a lot of good food. Come to the zoo, it's really fun and not too hot right now. Bye, guys.
Bye, Sarah. Thank you. We just put up that QR code and it works to sign up.
I thought you were trying to sign up your daughter.
Oh, well, maybe we'll try that later. Let's look out there with today. It's Hippocamp. You can kind of see one of our friends.
Yay!
Yeah, look at her or him. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, and then Kevin the Duck was out there earlier, but yeah, we see one of the hippos there. Maybe Sarah called his name and that's why he's swimming around.
He's like, he wants to see the fireworks with milk.
Aw.
It is always a great day to go to the zoo, and we're making plans ourselves, right?
Yeah, I mean, this week might be a good week. Here with shade and an umbrella, lots of water.
By the way, I love the answer. The kid is looking at fat. Cows are fat, so love that answer. And by the way, Sarah's earrings, you see those bomb pops?
Yes. White and blue.
I saw them earlier.
Cool. Okay, yeah, it feels good right now, as Sarah pointed out. So if you're going to the zoo, you may want to go early. Yesterday, we had 102. That makes for 10 days this year of 100 or above. We're a little bit behind last year's pace, which is a good thing because last year was insane. We had 75 days of 100 or above. By this time last year, we had 13. So yes, a little bit behind last year's pace. Hot nonetheless, and I think we could add to that today. As we get into tomorrow, we'll probably get near 100. But if you're heading out to do fireworks, you're seeing some fireworks shows. I know there's many going on across town. You can check those out, by the way, all the goings on our website, KSAT.com. But here's the forecast for the fireworks. 95 at 8 o'clock, 90 at 10 p.m., 85 at midnight. So bottom line, it'll be hot. One check here with Beryl. This is a 7 a.m. update. We're waiting for that new one to come in here very soon. But winds at 145 miles per hour. Still looks like a pretty healthy hurricane. We'll take another look at that track and our rain potential when it comes to Beryl coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
I'm so very much against it, very much against it. It really restricts what I can do. I can't even build a separate home for one of my children. to live on.
They are going to try to tell me what I can and cannot do with my property. And at the meeting today, they just said that Toyota owned their property, so they can do whatever they want with the expansion because they own their property. I own my property too.
You can hear the frustration in those neighbors' voices. They are upset because the city of San Antonio wants to put a 2-mile buffer around the Toyota plant on the south side. Now that would limit new development to industrial and commercial uses only.
So what does that mean for people who already live there or close by? It has proven to be a controversial proposal, with neighbors packing the room at a recent hearing.
Well, yesterday the city hosted a community meeting at the Texas A&M San Antonio campus. It was used as a listening session, and city leaders may incorporate some of the input that they received into their recommendations.
But as Garrett Berger tells us, the city is also trying to convince neighbors that it may not be as bad as they think or may have heard.
And if y'all would give your name and address when you come up to speak.
It was clear from the crowd and the comments at May's Zoning Commission meeting that a proposed industrial compatibility overlay district was not popular.
If this happens, what's going to happen to the value of the house? Can I sell it in the future and be able to move and relocate somewhere else in San Antonio or in the surrounding area in Texas?
Toyota wants a buffer on to get the checkbook out and they can make it happen.
Commissioners kicked their decision on the buffer zone down the road to July 16th. In the meantime, the city's trying to sell neighbors on the proposal.
The concern is we don't think that residential is appropriate in a burgeoning industrial district.
In general, new commercial and residential development would be severely restricted in this area. There are exceptions. For example, county residents within the buffer zone would not be affected. Not unless the city annexes their land anyway. And even within the city limits, people will be able to stay in their existing homes.
Folks who live on the south side have been telling us about various letters that they've received that have stated that you're going to lose the right to use your property, you're going to have, the city is eminent domaining you and those sorts of things. Those are just simply not true.
And while new homes generally wouldn't be able to be built, a city FAQ spells out some specific exceptions, including some properties that could even be subdivided, which has been a concern for some.
Especially when you have acreage that you bought to improve and then to hand over to your children, or to subdivide when we were not here anymore, they got older.
And despite the confusion and concern from neighbors in the area, Nino believes the city has done substantial outreach.
I think that the issue is, again, making sure that we are providing those avenues so that folks can get that information, and then number two, correcting the misinformation that they've actually been hearing about.
Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Well, the time now is 9:39 and 83 degrees for now. You're watching GMSA at 9.
When we come back, we're getting you ready for the 4th of July tomorrow. We'll talk about fireworks safety, how much more a barbecue is costing you, and where you can celebrate, so stay tuned.
And as we head to break, don't forget to sign up for a chance to win tickets to see Peso Pluma at the Frostbank Center later this month. And there is still time to enter our KSAT Insider contest for a chance to win 4 tickets to the show. However, you must be a KSAT Insider. So you have until the 15th to enter the contest. So the concert will be on the 27th. You can read the official rules on KSAT.com. So don't miss your chance to see Peso Pluma live. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's 9:43. We are looking out at a situation there, Loop 410 at Old Pearsall Road. It appears to be part of a truck that looks to be stuck over that overpass. We are told that this is 410 south of 90, and that one lane is blocked because of it. So we are working to find out more information right now. I'm not sure exactly what went wrong there.
But you could tell traffic there on the exit ramp there looks a little congested, so things only get worse sometimes.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow is the 4th of July, and if you're still trying to figure out where to celebrate, we have you covered on KSAT.com.
We have a list of places where you can see fireworks this Independence Day in San Antonio and surrounding areas. Now, many places have parades, races, food events, and live music planned.
That's for sure. And Woodlawn Lake is always a crowd favorite. So if you're heading out there to watch the fireworks, those will start at 9 p.m. tomorrow. So to see that full list of events, just look for our story on our website.
And it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. So this is your yearly reminder to be careful with fireworks. Last year, about 9,700 emergency room visits around the country were due to injuries caused by fireworks.
So it's actually teens 15 to 19 years old accounted for the highest rate of those visits, followed by kids 5 to 9 years old. About 700 injuries were caused by sparklers. While they may seem cute and little, they can be just as dangerous as other types of fireworks. So did you know they can burn at up to 2,000 degrees? That's hot enough to melt some metals.
Yeah, those are my least favorite. Baptist Health System offered these tips when it comes to fireworks. They say that lighting them should be left to the professionals. Maybe consider using safer alternatives to celebrate, like glow sticks, confetti poppers, or colored streamers, and never use fireworks around pets. They can get burned too, and many of them are scared of the loud noises and can become lost or even disoriented.
And they also offered some grilling, heat, and pool safety tips, so you can find all of that on our website, KSAT.com.
And you mentioned grilling there. Well, if you are planning to cook out tomorrow, you may have noticed food prices are much higher this year compared to previous years on record. According to the American Farm Bureau, the cost to have a cookout is up to 5% from last year. That price is 30% higher from 5 years ago.
Well, an analyst found that meat prices will put the biggest dent in your grocery budget. However, you will also notice the prices for bread, milk, and other side items will be higher compared to last year as well.
And that's my reminder to go get some hot dogs and buns today.
Yes.
I have not yet done that.
I don't know what those prices though.
I know.
Might have everyone eating salad for July 4th.
If you look as cute as that little porcupine.
the porcupine.
It's true.
That was cute.
Elmer was very cute eating the lettuce,
Yeah.
but now you got to have burgers and hot dogs for July 4th, no matter the price. And I do know that fireworks, the forecast looks good. So whatever plan, wherever you plan ahead,
skies.
yeah, it should be just fine. Just a little hot. Remember to stay hydrated if you're going to be. If you start partying in the afternoon, know that you want to drink a lot of water if you're drinking other stuff. So just a quick reminder there. Let's take a look at the pollen count. Molds are moderate at 820. This jumped up today, so this was a bit of a surprise. They've been low for the last couple days, but molds did jump up today. So that could be the reason for that sinus headache, if you have one. I want to show you water vapor very quickly. This gives us an indication of where there is moisture in the atmosphere, okay? So this is Barrow, and that's Jamaica there, Cuba. Notice you got some orange colors here. That represents some drier air. So Barrow's going to start to encounter some drier air. Not only that, some wind shear. And that's why we continue to think she'll weaken a little bit. But keep in mind, she was a Category 5 storm. So even if she weakens just a little bit, this is still a massive hurricane and a massive issue for places like Jamaica. As we look at the forecast here, it should weaken to a Category 3, we think, by Thursday, and then potentially Category 2 as we head into Thursday afternoon. And by the way, this is the brand new update. I was hoping that would come in, and it did, the 10 a.m. update. So it's coming in a little bit early, and we'll see what the Hurricane Center thinks here. So tropical storm as it reemerges into the Gulf of Mexico Friday evening. And then Hurricane Center thinks that, yes, this will become a hurricane once again. I think that's entirely possible with the idea in mind that the waters are warm here. And notice the cone of uncertainty. It includes basically the entire southern Texas coast from Port Lavaca all the way down to Brownsville. So I would say that entire area needs to be on the lookout. Regardless if this is a hurricane or if this is a tropical storm, this is an area that could see some potential impacts with surf and waves and all those sort of things. What about here in San Antonio? Hard to say just yet. But if this were to take a path and curve north into Texas, then we would get some potential rain and some tropical moisture out of all this. So this is going to be something we really need to watch. These are the spaghetti plots, and they're kind of clustering down here around South Texas and then taking that turn to the north. This can change too, and it often does. You can go south, north, depending on what happens with Barrow as she crosses the Yucatan. I would say by Friday evening, we're going to have a pretty good idea of where this thing's headed. But with some tropical moisture in the forecast, we have bumped up rain chances just a little bit Monday and Tuesday. And know that on Saturday, we could see a few showers and storms as well. Right now, 82 in San Antonio, 83 in New Braunfels. Temperatures are on their way up. This is what I think the heat index looks like this afternoon. 103 here in San Antonio, 106 in Converse. Another really hot day. And July 4th will be no different. Exactly the same forecast. So as I said, if you're going to be outside for any length of time, hydrate. 100 Thursday, 99 Friday. We'll go 97 Saturday with a 20% chance of rain. And then we bump those rain chances up Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures, rain chances, all dependent on what happens with Beryl. And as I said, this forecast can change. There's a lot that can happen between now and then. But I, again, would say those along the Texas coast, Corpus Christi down to Brownsville, maybe up to Port Lavaca, just start keeping in the back of your mind some precautions you can take and things you may want to do if it does indeed move in your direction.
Thank you, Justin.
All right, guys, I'm back. There's a lot of stuff
You
going
missed
on
something.
on the southwest side. Okay, so here's the situation. Just got off the phone with TransGuide right now. So what you're looking at right there is Old Pearsall Road, and what you're looking at now is a spider that is making its way through that TransGuide traffic camera. Obviously not camera shy, but let's give you a little bit more details there. Yeah, that's a bit of a distraction there. So basically, we had a what appears to be an 18-wheeler of some sorts, did not make it through the overpass there, did not clear it. So when you're looking at 410 southbound, that's the overpass right there. The street below is Old Pearsall Road. So right now we have emergency officials on the scene. They did not make that clearance. Speaking with TransGuide, they said that obviously it struck the overpass there, and that chances are they will likely close down 410 South, basically from Old Pearsall Road down to Ray Allison, Medina Base Road, because they're going to have to check on the structural integrity of obviously the bridge there. So I have a couple of different situations there. Not only that spider that's made its appearance there, but yes, this is
There he is.
There he is. Wow, live TV. You gotta love that. But yeah, basically Old Pearsall Road, we do see that the bed of that 18-wheeler that is stuck right there. 410 southbound traffic is the traffic that we're seeing above it. So yeah, a lot of different things there. We'll keep you updated on KSAT.com and our app.
Yeah, and that spider was listening to you. Just came back. Back.
No, we're not under attack by giant
staff.
Time now, 6:50. Oh, not 6:51. Sorry, 9:51 and 83 degrees right now. We'll be right back.
All right, guys, final updates here in traffic because we have an incident there in the southwest side. Basically, we had an 18-wheeler that did not clear the overpass there on Loop 410 South. So this crash happening on Old Pearsall Road and Loop 410 South. We still see traffic move through there on the highway, but what I'm being told by TransGuide is that they may have to shut down parts of 410 southbound right there, basically Old Pearsall Road back to Ray Allison to check on the structural integrity of this overpass. So still getting more details out there, and we'll have more information on KSAT.com. Justin.
And a quick check of the forecast. We're still awaiting what's going to happen with Beryl. We just got a new update. I just showed you that a few minutes ago. Again, the southern Texas coast needs to be on the lookout for the potential impacts from Beryl as it crosses over into the Gulf of Mexico. That would happen Friday evening. We'll certainly have a better idea by then. But stay tuned. Meteorologist Sarah Spivey will be with you at noon. And meteorologist Adam Caskey a little bit later today. They'll have updates throughout the day, and we'll have those for you throughout the next several days. Other than that, some small chances of rain this weekend, and we have bumped up rain chances slightly Monday and Tuesday, depending on what happens there. And know that tomorrow for 4th of July, just hot.
Yes.
Well, hydrate today for tomorrow.
But at least that rain's waiting for after the fireworks.
Yes.
Good news for San Antonio. Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day. We'll see you at noon.